Welcome to Q&A number 27. Yeah, that's 7. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit Russian today. When I say I'm Russian, I don't mean, hey, Vladivostok, got give me some vodka. I was a crap Russian accent. But you know what I am. I'm not Russian as in Vladimir Putin or anything like that. Putin. And incidentally, Putin in French is fuck. I didn't write this stuff, just how it is, okay? So you've learned a sweary French word which you can use if you want. Okay, so I'm rushing because I've got things to do today. So, and there's me saying that, and I've used 45 seconds already of rubbish. Anyway, CJ99 says he's got a couple of questions. Have you ever met Rowan Atkinson? If you met Rowan Atkinson and Sean Bean at the same time, who would you call Mr. Bean? Okay, well, I would call Sean Bean Mr. Bean because I never really got the whole Mr. Bean sort of thing. I thought it was a bit too Benny Hill. Benny Hill did it years and years before, and I never kind of understood it. Although, saying that, of course, Rowan Atkinson was Blackadder. He was Johnny English and Johnny English Reborn, two of my favourite ever films, and also one of the only sequels which I thought was better than the original. And what else did he do? Not the 9 o'clock news. Brilliant. I would call Sean Bean Mr. Bean. Mr. Atkinson, who's a big fan of motor racing as well. Blimey, one of my favourite guys. I'd call him Johnny English. Hi there, Johnny English. How are you doing? And he also, have you ever tried those nickel wound, roll around guitar strings and electric, or any other unusual sort of strings? I'd tell you, I'm terrible. I just buy the cheapest strings I can get, which are Harley Bentons, and they do me. I've got this pink box here, because in this pink box, you can't really see it's pink, it's a shoe box, and in there is all the entries for the giveaway, and which is right here somewhere. Talk amongst yourself. There it is. And something special, because I've had quite a few entries and it kind of surprised me. So I've done a Europe and the rest of the world. So there was two, not one, not one, but two picks are given away. Blimey. Quite impressed I am. I had a question during the week. Who's the blonde up on the wall? Well, there's a reason for this. You can't see. She's in this picture. If I survive long enough, I'm actually going to do a gig in drag. It's going to happen. And providing all my treatment goes all right, the gig afterwards, when I get the all clear, it's going to be in drag. That should be extremely funny. I'm just kind of practicing. Yeah, I get some funny looks, especially when I go down a garden, but there you go. I don't really. I don't think that. If White Cloud Bug says, is the river done flooding? Is that the same river? What are those dudes in the canoe naked? Is it legal to canoe naked? Does the Tour de France go through there? Will you go as a spectator and heckle the riders as they passed? Or that? Okay, right, evil. There was a different river. If you saw these Saint-Gaultier video, there was a lovely river there, which is the Creuse, and it's a different river, but the rivers have done flooding. They've done flooding, all right. We've had a few weeks, over 3 weeks now, of really nice weather here in the centre of France, and got storms likely tomorrow again, but yeah, we've had some real good weather. The river's done flooding. The Tour de France has actually been within a few miles of here, and I haven't seen. The weirdest thing is I've never seen the Tour de France in France, but I've seen them in England, which is a bit weird, really, I suppose. But that's what happens when you live in France. Yeah, it's all sorts of weird stuff. There was more from Cleve White Cloud Punk. He said, "Damn it, I forgot questions again." I haven't seen Colours of Arseware in a long time. Yes, I would just say that pink is the colour here. And why did you play in a band? I'm still surprised a lot of you don't play in bands, and though you're obviously talented, you've all got reasons, but you know, I understand. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, really, how it all goes. Dale Palmer says, I know you showed a lot of fondness for the Twingo when I did that. Born to be wild. Yeah, I did that. It'd be a wild ride. If money was no object, what vehicle would you have? I like the Lamborghini Aventador S Coupe. Well, I kind of perhaps touched on this before, but my favourite car of all time is the E-Type Jaguar. I've only been in an E-Type Jaguar once, and that was when I was hitchhiking home from town, and guy stopped, and he said, I only stopped because I thought you were a girl. And this is when I was, about 16, 17, had very, very long hair, and was incredibly skinny, and often seen wearing pink trousers. But that's another story altogether. And, all right, altogether, that's another story. Yes, another such airplane jokes. I'm still rushing. I'm really trying to rush through this, and I've just looked, and it's already got to 6 minutes. Kelly, Room 101 says, if I could jam with anybody, she would jam with Bob Dylan. I like that. And she can't believe that I can't count to 5 because I picked up a guitar and played, and it sounded awful. And that was because it was a 5-string bass and I was playing like a 4 and it didn't work. And she said in England they have toilet paper that's pink. Well, there you go. Okay, now we got to do this. Okay, kids, let's open the box. And I've got this into 2 sides. So you've got the rest of the world here, and I can't see. And okay, I've got one. Europe, it says Europe. I don't know if you can read Europe on there. And we'll open it up. And it's Ono Vox. Whoa, Ono Vox. You've got one of the prize used by me in a gig in Downright Liberty picks, which is worth nothing. But there you go. You're going to get it in the post. And okay. This is one. Rest of the world. Yeah. Rest of the world. Yep. And here we are. Opening. And it's Scotty G. All the way to Texas. Scotty G. You'll be getting that in the post. Okay. This is number 27. Just finishing off. I better put these back over there. And until next week. I'm actually really, really busy this week, which is unheard of. But it should be a lot of fun. Until then, my friends. Oh, and thanks to getting to our 100 subs, which has really made my day here at the Motor West Studios in central France. Till next time, my friends. Horns up. So much of a rush, I missed a question, which was from... Sorry, Rick. Rick Ramonelli. Did folks in England say fab before the Beatles? Well, that is a weird question because I hadn't thought about that, because in the 1960s, obviously, I was mere baby in arms. Ish. The word fab was everywhere, and it even had ice lollies called Fab, which is still incidentally still available today. And everything was fab. It was fab, mate. You know, that was the worst Liverpudlian kind of accent you've ever heard. Like, you know, as I said to Ringo, you know, yeah. I was asked if it was Ringo the best drummer in the world. No, he's not the best drummer in the Beatles. I ought to restart this right here, right now, but I'm not going to because I'm still in a rush now. That word was used an awful lot. Yeah, fab, F-A-B. It was also used in Thunderbirds. I actually had to look to see when it came back. It was in popular culture in the 1960s, and that's about it. It's only the weird people like me that still keep that word in circulation. A lot of my jokes, really. This is Q&A number 27, just back. Oh, and of course, the other thing was Evilwork Clown Punk. He was asking me. I think you can be quite naked a lot in France because they have a lot of naked beaches here, and you can be naked all you like. You know, should I put these in pigtails? Till next week. And that was plates rattling in the kitchen. Horns up.